Hello everyone and welcome to Computer Science and Robotics tutorials. In this tutorial we explain one very important algorithm that serves as the basis of a number of algorithms in computer science and robotics. In the context of graph traversal, the name of the algorithm is the breadth-first graph traversal algorithm. On the other hand, in the context of the graph search algorithms, the name of the algorithm is the breadth-first search algorithm. Essentially, it is the same algorithm only used for two different applications. The understanding of this algorithm is very important for developing more complex algorithms for graph problems in computer science, machine learning, and robotics. First, we explain the basics of the algorithm and then we explain how to implement this algorithm in Python. However, before I start with explanations, I need to mention the following. It took me a significant amount of time, energy, and planning to create this video tutorial, and consequently I kindly ask you to press the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks a lot. In order to properly understand the breadth-first search and graph traversal algorithm, we need to understand the queue data structure. This data structure implements the first in, first out, or FIFO data containers. That is, the queue is a container that stores data elements by using the first in, first out data storage and retrieval principle. First, we need to explain the used terminology. In the context of the queue data structures, the verb enqueue means to add or insert an item to the queue. The item is inserted at the end of the queue. Keep in mind that. On the other hand, the verb dequeue means to remove or eliminate an item from the queue. The item that is at the beginning of the queue is removed first. Here is an example that illustrates a queue data container. Here is the initial case. My queue is represented by this rectangle. In step number 1, I add the number 2 to my queue. And at the end, the queue consists only of a single element, that is, it consists of the number 2. Then, in step number 2, I add 5 to my queue, and here's how I add 5. I add 5 at the end of the queue. Then, in step number 3, I want to remove an element from my queue. How do I do that? I remove the element from the beginning of the queue, that is, I remove 2. Now at the end, the queue will consist only of 5, and that's it. Now that we understand queues, we can continue with the explanation of the breadth-first graph traversal algorithm. To explain the breadth-first graph traversal algorithm, I will consider the graph example given over here. The graph traversal problem can be formulated like this. Design an algorithm that will visit every node of this graph. Let's do that. The breadth-first graph algorithm solves this problem by using a relatively simple idea. First, we start from the root node. In our case, this is the node A. Then, we visit all the nodes that are depth 1 or distance 1 from the root node. In our case, these are the nodes B and C. Then, we visit all the nodes that are depth 1 or distance 1 from the B node. In our case, they are D and E. Then, we repeat the same procedure for the node C. This produces the nodes F and G. We repeat this process until we visit all the nodes. Before we start with more detailed explanations, we need to explain the meaning of the word breadth. The word breadth is the measure of how broad or wide an object is. The word width can also be used as a synonym. For example, we can say that the breadth of the hallway is 10 meters. To implement the algorithm, we need to define a list and a queue. First of all, we need to define a container that will store all the visited nodes. We will use a list to store the visited nodes. New explored nodes will always be compared with the list of visited nodes, and only if they are not in the list, they are added to the list. We call this list as visited. Then, we need to define a queue that will store nodes that are adjacent to the nodes that are encountered during our search, and whose adjacent nodes will be explored in the next iteration. We call this Q simply as Q. Over here you can see the complete graph, and over here I will explain all the steps. Let's start with the initial step. As I mentioned previously, we have a list called visited and we have a queue called Q. This list is used to store all the visited nodes, and this queue is used to store temporary nodes. In the first step, we add the root node, that is the node A, to the visited list and to our queue. Next, in step number 1, we pick from the queue our root node A. That is, we remove A from Q, or we select A. Then, we need to find adjacent nodes of A. So let's look at this graph. The adjacent nodes are B and C. Here they are. We do not consider adjacent nodes that are in the visited, that is, that are over here. Since B and C are not in visited, we need to add them to visited. So we add them over here. And then we add B and C to our queue. Here's the second step. We visited A, B, and C. In the queue, previously we had, if you observe, B and C. Now, we remove B from the queue. Then, we find adjacent nodes of B. They are D and E. Then, we ask ourselves the following question. Are D and E in the visited list? Obviously, they are not. Consequently, we add them to the visited list and we add them to our queue. Let's continue with the step number 3. In the step number 3, we remove C from the queue. Then we find the adjacent nodes of C. Obviously, they are F and G. Then, since F and G are not in the visited list, we add them to the visited list and we add them to the queue. Perfect. Let's continue with the step number 4. In the step number 4, we take out D from our queue. Then we find adjacent nodes of D. Obviously, there are no adjacent nodes near D, so we don't do anything. We don't update the visited list and we don't update the queue. Perfect. Let's continue with the step number 5. Again, in step number 5, we take out E from the queue. Then we find the adjacent nodes of E, and they are H and F. H and F. Now, here we have to be very careful. Obviously, F is in the visited list. So we disregard F and we only consider H. We add H to the visited list and we add H to our queue. Perfect. Let's continue with the step number 6. Here's the step number 6. We take F from the queue and we try to find the adjacent nodes of F. Nothing. So we don't do anything. We don't update the visited list and we don't update the queue. Let's continue with the step number 7. In the step number 7, we take G from our queue. We find adjacent nodes of G, nothing. Since we don't have a nodes, we don't update the visited list and we don't update the queue. And finally, in step number 8, we remove H from the queue, and H doesn't have adjacent node, so we don't update the visited list and the queue is empty and the algorithm is completed. That's it. We visited all the nodes in the graph. Next, let us give a few brief comments about the breadth-first search algorithm. Essentially, this algorithm is the same as the graph traversal algorithm. The only difference is that we stop our search once we find the proper node. For example, let's say that we want to find the node G, and once the node G appears in the visited list, we stop the algorithm and we just show that node, and that's it. Next, we explain how to implement the algorithm in Python. First of all, For queues, in Python we use DAC data structure. Consequently, from collections we import DAC. Next, we will explain how to define our graph in Python. For that purpose, we will be using dictionaries. Let us consider the node A. The node A has two adjacent nodes, B and C. And here is the dictionary entry that corresponds to A. The value is equal to the list of nodes that are adjacent to A. They are B and C, and the key is equal to A. Next, let's consider B. The node B has two adjacent nodes, D and E, and consequently, the key is equal to B, and the value is the list that stores all the nodes that are adjacent to B, and they are D and E. And in the same manner, we define other nodes and their adjacent nodes. And as the result, we obtain the adjacency list or the adjacency dictionary. Okay, so let's load our dictionary. And here it is. Over here, I define and initialize my list and my queue. You can see that in visited I place A, and in the queue I also place A. This while loop implements the algorithm steps, and this while loop is running until queue becomes empty. In the first step, we extract the node from the queue. Then, we extract the list of nodes that are adjacent to the current node or to the node that is extracted from our queue. If the nodes are in the visited list, then we exclude them, and we do that by using list comprehensions. You can see it over here how I do it. Then I need to sort the node names according to the alphabetic order, and I do it over here. You can see it over here. And then here's what I do over here. I'm simply updating the visited list and the queue, and the process repeats again. So what is happening again? I'm extracting the node from the queue, then I'm searching for the list of nodes that are adjacent to the current node or to the node that's being extracted. Then if the nodes are in the visited list, I exclude them over here. Then I sort the nodes, and over here I'm basically updating the visited list and my queue. And at the end I'm printing the visited list. Let's run the code and let's see the result. Here it is. Perfect. Okay, that will be all for today. I hope that you like this video. If you like the videos I'm creating, please press the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks a lot and have a nice day.